Hey guys, welcome to your first Sweating for Summer workout. I'm Jennifer. I'm gonna lead you through a quick warm up and then the exercises that you're gonna do every Monday during the week of June. It's recommended that you're gonna start out with 30 seconds of each exercise on and then 30 seconds of rest. Now, if you're a little bit more advanced, you can increase that. But week 2, 45 seconds on, 20 seconds rest. Week 3, a minute on, 10 seconds rest, and by week 4 you should be at a minute 15, maybe a minute and a half. Maybe if you started at a minute, you are up into more like at the 2-minute zone and 10-second rest in between, okay? So starting off with that very basic warm-up, I just want you to take your shoulder in that rotation back. We're just warming up the shoulders, getting that blood pumping, getting that blood flowing. I would recommend that you do a warm-up before each of these videos. I will have a different one for Wednesday, a different one for Friday, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays will be a shadow boxing workout at home. Good, switch that direction. You don't have to do the warm-ups that I'm doing on this video, but I would suggest that you get your body warmed up somehow before you're doing this. And what I'm doing in the warm-ups is I'm really focusing on shoulders and core today because that is where all of the exercises that we're doing are going to be targeting. So I want to make sure that those are nice and warmed up. Good, take the opposite arm, take it back. Noticing I'm trying to keep my chest square to the front. I'm not swiveling my hips here. If you need to, I've got a little bit of staggered stance just to help me with my balance. So it's totally up to you what feels good in your body. Good, take that the opposite direction. Taking it forward. So obviously shoulders and core, using a lot of that in our KickHouse classes. So we want to make sure those are strong and developed. Good, now I want you to bend your elbows and take it so your forearms are parallel to the ground, your fingertips are overlapping in front of your chest. Take your feet nice and wide, about hip width distance apart, maybe a little bit more. And then I just want to get a nice isolated rotation here in the core. So really you're holding your navel in nice and tight, and you can feel your core activated here, beginning to warm up as you just twist right to left. And at the same time, we're keeping the shoulders activated, much like we do whenever we're holding our guard up to our face. So we're still warming up the shoulders, even though there's no real movement there. We're moving completely from the core. Good, now I just want you to add a knee. Now this is gonna be a little funky. It's a little bit of coordination movement here. So give yourself a little bit of grace, but you're gonna go opposite knee, opposite elbow, opposite knee, opposite elbow. And here I want you to focus on that breath. Notice how I'm exhaling. I'm really squeezing my obliques. I'm taking my time here, so I'm not doing these super fast. There's no jumping involved. Sometimes the movements that are slower and more deliberate are actually doing you more of a favor than the ones where you're just jumping around willy-nilly. 3, 2, 1. Good, let's end with some jumping jacks. Still warming up the shoulders here, keeping that navel pulled in nice and tight. Still working on that core. Light on your feet, making sure you're breathing. Now when I demonstrate these exercises today, I am not going to do them for the full recommended time that I might normally do them. I'm gonna show them to you, and then you're gonna set up your timer and you're gonna do them according to your ability. 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we go. The first movement is just a plank with shoulder taps. So you're gonna get into your nice plank position. Really what I wanna see is that hips are down and not up here. So butts down, hands underneath the shoulder, navel drawn in nice and tight. Grip the fingers into the floor. Press into the floor with the whole pad of the hand. And then for these, I want you to open up your feet. Move forward so you can kind of see what I mean. And get a really nice stable base there so that your hips are not rocking back and forth. And then it's just shoulder taps. Keeping yourself nice and still. Chin is out of your chest. Looking down at your mat above your fingertips. And just tapping opposite shoulders. Okay? So next up is what KickHouse calls bird dogs. I don't call them that, I call them balancing tabletop, just because I have a yoga background. But you're gonna be on your hands and knees, knees directly underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders, grip into the mat, extend your left leg straight back until it's parallel to the mat, right arm straight forward until it's parallel to the mat. Okay, you have two choices. You can just hold here. Please don't open your hip. Okay, everything here, hip-wise, stays in line. You're drawing your navel in, stabilizing through the core, or you can draw that knee and elbow together underneath the view for what I call a bundle charger, modified, or just call them a crunch. Okay, up to you. And then you're gonna just switch into the opposite side. You don't have to turn your body. I'm just doing that so you can see. You're gonna extend right leg back, left arm forward. You have a choice. You can either keep that top foot planted, or you can tuck the toes for stability. I like to tuck the toes. And then if you want, you can exhale to draw it underneath the body and inhale to take it back out. Okay, so those are bird dogs or balancing tabletop. Next up is side plank. So you're gonna do this on either side, or each side, I should say. And you're going to, you can either do it on your hands or you can do it from your forearm. I'll demonstrate both. On your forearm, here we go. Your body is in one long line. Core to the feet. You can stack your feet. You can stagger your feet if you need to make it a little bit easier, or you can float that foot if you want to make it harder. Right elbow underneath the right shoulder. Chest is opened up so that long line from fingertips to elbow. If you're doing it from your hand, same concept. Okay, pressing up, opening up, and you're going to do that on each side, right side and left side. Then we have dynamic planks, which I call walking planks. So once again, you're going to be in your plank. Your feet are going to be spread fairly far apart so you can have that stability. You're going to go down to your forearm and up to the hand. And you're going to alternate down to the forearm, opposite forearm, up to the hand. Down, down, up, up. Down, down, up, up. Okay? This is what it looks like. Probably the hardest movement in the whole program today. And then we have walkouts. So these are basically like inchworms. So you're going to just start standing nice and tall. You could separate your feet about hip width distance apart. You're going to reach for the ground. Legs do not have to stay straight, but if you're stretching enough, they can. Reach for the ground, walk it out. Now it's up to you here. If you want, you can add a push-up and walk back. And I'm going to stand all the way up about halfway, because what I want you to do is squeeze the glutes and the hamstrings here, get a little bit of a workout there as well. Then take it back down, walk it out. Remember, you can do that push-up if you want. Walk it back, okay? We're going to do that for whatever amount of time you're able to do it. If it's 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, that's great. If it's 45, a minute, whatever. Just remember that each week you're going to increase the amount of time you're there by 15 to 20 to 30 seconds, depending on your ability. Okay, the final exercise is IYT. So you're going to be prone on your belly. Arms are going to be stretched out in front of you. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. This is really a spinal extension, and you're working all the muscles around the lower spine. You're going to lift up, I, Y, T. I, Y, T. I, Y, T. Now you might be thinking, what does this have to do with shoulders or core? Well, strengthening the back is actually part of strengthening the core. So not only are you strengthening the lower back here, but you're squeezing your shoulder blades back together behind you every time that you come from that I to that Y to that T. Okay? So that's all the exercises I have for you for this week's edition of Sweating for Summer. I hope you enjoy. Let me know, turn in those times at the end of the month, and we'll get you entered to win a upper body and core focused prize.